Hey guys, what's going on? Sean Nation back with another video. Today we're talking about Apex Legends, how to improve your aim, your movement, your overall mechanics, your speed, and your decision making. And that's going to be vital in progressing through the rank to your system. If you want to get from plat, if you're stuck in plat and you want to get to diamond, watch this video. I am a previous master player. I've never reached Pred. I've got a life, but I've always wanted to reach Pred, so I might try it one time. But in this video I want to show you guys exactly how to improve everything, and hopefully at the end of it you'll learn something new or you'll improve yourself over time. So first of all, picking the best loadout in a game depends on multiple situations, whether that be who you're picking as a legend, if you're solo queuing, if you're teaming with people. If you're coordinating as a team and you're talking to people that you know and you're telling them beforehand what loadout you'll use, that's going to help. And it's going to help if you know what loadout to use with certain legends. For example, if you're a kind of all-in rush full send, you're going to want to mainly be using an AR and SMG. If you're a kind of long-range person, marksman, sniper rifle with an AR or an SMG. And players like Newcastle, Gibraltar, or defensive players like that, you always want an SMG. Because of how fast-paced the game is, you always want an SMG. And mainly, what I would say is a safety net for everyone. These are the best guns to pick. I wouldn't recommend having both. If you do, you then have to utilize great positioning, because if you have two SMGs and you're not playing King's Canyon, that's the smallest map, you need to make sure that you are fighting within a distance of this max. Otherwise, you ain't gonna hit much. Now, you're gonna get aim like this straight away if you're a beginner? Possibly not. You might have recoil like that. But basically, that is just to control and sort of hit the ball. Especially hipfire as well. I don't really use hipfire that much.
I have risen to a new level. Now to send.
And that's another tactic. If you quicker zoom, especially on somewhat aim down, you see it kind of locks on a little bit because of the way console mechanics work. SMGs, close quarters, you're going to want to use them all the time in ranked. So even as a defensive character, you just revive someone here, someone's pushing you, peep around here. Obviously I'm not even looking at my screen, I'm looking at the PC. But if I were to just, there you go, one click beam, one click beam, and the way I think it is, the best thing is just to play
I will select an upgrade to fuel
and you'll get better and better. But what I'll be looking at on your controller is when you ADS, you want to track the recoil pattern. So if we just don't move the right stick at all, if we just shoot, that's straight up, okay? Now if we try and counter the recoil by holding right stick, we went from in a straight line up to literally a circle. Literally a circle. And if I just leave go, that's going to go above his head. I have to just hold it down. Easy, right?
maximum level.
Now what's going to help even
attention
more to control that recoil? I mean, you don't really need to control this recoil even more because it's pretty much precise. But what's going to actually help, because of the game mechanics and how they work, is when you ADS
I can
and
choose
you
an
pull the right
upgrade to
stick down
elevate this
to counter the
dance.
recoil, you can also either wiggle or pull back on the left stick to move back. And what you see is you'll get a sideways perfect line like that. Now, if you're wiggling like that, all you have to focus on is kind of moving the right stick slightly to counter. I'm pretty much wiggling it in circles like that, right? If that helps, wiggle that in a circle, and then just move the right stick to aim, and you don't have perfect recoil. That's one of the biggest tips I could give you. Wiggle, and that will help with every single weapon, including ARs. Let me show you here. Where is the 301? Let me have a look. The 301 again is one of the easiest weapons to use in the game. If I just do my normal,
Decide upon an upgrade.
and if I do a wiggle, like there's a bit of wiggle. 350 now, no, that's easy. If I do normal, shaking a little bit. If I do a wiggle, still shakes. Get used to it. Get used to it. Get used to it. It's more so when you do the wiggle, you've got to sort of just aim with the right stick, and that might put you. If you can do it quickly and jolt, left and right fast. If you don't want to do full circle, do left and right, and what you see happen is full beam like that, full beam every time. And you won't be doing that if you can. Practice with the right stick first. Just pull down. Test every single recoil pattern, because
I am told to select an upgrade.
Hold on. Again, somewhat of a straight line, but bullets, it sort of jiggles at the last second, and you will notice that look. See where it just shakes slightly left and right at the end. That's because of the final recoil pattern. But if you control that and jiggle, instead of being up here, it's in the center. So that's in the center of where you're full beam. And once you get used to the mechanics of that, you on drop, especially on drop, or maybe end game where you've been spawned in and you don't have any optics on your weapon, you're gonna have to rely on your recoil, because if you can't aim with a 301 without,
I am
typical
called to
bruiser,
select an
I can't even aim with it, I'm too used to without. If you can't aim without it, you're going to struggle. You need to practice, especially SMGs without optics, and I would recommend actually playing a game, right? This is another great tip. Every optic that you put on your gun reduces your strafe speed, how fast you move left and right, okay? I've got an optic on that. Especially when you ADS, okay? So look how slow that is. Take it off. A little bit faster. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit faster. And that works with SMGs. So look how fast that is. And it's slowed down now. I'm not slowing that down, it's slowed down. That is a feature in the game.
I can choose
Your
an
gun
upgrade to elevate this
slows your
dance.
movement speed down if you put optics on it. So if you don't need an optic on your SMG, then don't use it, because that little maybe 0.2 movement speed is gonna help, especially when you're sliding and jumping all over and you get tight and stuff like that. You need to quickly zoom in. You know this game. It's crucial with accuracy. It's crucial with gunplay. If you're using a dot, I mean, the only optic you should ever be putting on an SMG, in my opinion, is not this, I would only recommend that on the alternator. This is the only one. I mean, obviously, it's only out of them three.
I must select an upgrade to fuel my passion.
But this is the only one that you should ever be using, because it actually improves your actual aim without drastically doing much. It doesn't block your view that much like this, and you don't accidentally. We know how annoying this holographic can be. You don't accidentally tap it in. And this one, very slow at moving, and especially if you're up close, you can't be as accurate. So it's either this, in my opinion, or none. And I would recommend none if you get used to optics. Now this one, I would only ever recommend putting it on the alternator if you're using the alternator as a mid-range SMG. Now, if you for some reason don't want to use the 301,
I must decide upon an
and
upgrade.
maybe you want to go 2 SMGs. You want to go an alternator a 99 or an alternator Volt. You could use the alternator with the bruiser, or the 1x2, whichever you prefer. And you could essentially use the alternator as when you get used to it. I mean, I don't really use it, and that's alright. You can. You really can, especially if you upgrade it to double tap. The 2 shots per trigger. It's a viable weapon for a mid-range, not long-range. And then you see the jiggle. See that jiggle there? The recoil without the jiggle is atrocious. With the jiggle, pinpoint. Just jiggle it. Just jiggle
I am
that
called
stick
to
when you're
select
aiming.
an upgrade.
Trust me, you are going to beam people, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa, I'm cracked." I'm gonna post a short on here, so watch out for it. I'm gonna post a short if I can find the clip where I absolutely just beam people with the R99, and I'm like, "What? I'm back! I'm back!" And it's games like that, end games and stuff like that, we just spawn back in or something. You've got no optics, and you've got to beam. And when I'm talking about speed, I'm talking about movement. It's down to optics, it's down to strafing, it's down to slide jumping. Now what we're going to come to now is slide jumping. So slide jump gets you a lot further than just a jump or just
I must decide upon an
a
upgrade.
slide. So slide jump, just pretty much you want to be slide jumping in this game all the time, but there's a massive issue if you get it wrong. Now slide jumping is really important. It's important in your movement, how you can rotate faster. You want to be doing it every 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3 slide jump, 1, 2, 3 slide jump. If you don't, you'll get what is called a dead slide. Now this dead slide will look something like this, where you're trying to slide jump all the time like this, and you're doing it too quick. That's not how you slide jump in this game, okay? Slide jump, 1, 2, 3, slide jump, 1, 2.
I am called to
3,
select an
slide
upgrade.
Jump, 1, like that, all the time. You don't have to go 1, 2, 3 and count out loud. You can pretty much tell when it's the right time, and you'll get used to it. Even 2.5 seconds, but not boom like this, boom boom. That's not gonna get you very slow I'm going there. So slide jump, 1, 2, 3, slide jump, 1, 2, 3, all the way. Whenever you're rotating, always put your gun away, because slide jumping with your gun out is only good when you're expecting a possible team to come around the corner. You can't be slide jumping with your weapon out when you're trying to run from maybe out of the zone into the ring. You can't. You're not going to get there fast enough. You are fastest when you have your fists out and you're slide jumping and you're sprinting. And what I would also recommend is maybe you do have problems with your stick
I
drift
can
on
choose
your
an
left stick,
upgrade to elevate this dance.
or maybe you just want it on. I would recommend putting auto sprint on. Might take a little bit to get used to, but it's the best tip I could give you is put on auto sprint. That's gonna save you pressing the stick in every time you want to run. You just push forward and you're already sprinting, and to be honest, you only have to slightly touch it and this is walking speed. So don't worry about, oh, but what if I need to be stealthful or something. Just slowly walk. Other than that, if you push it fully forward, then you start sprinting. So turn on auto sprint. It's going to help you so much. And you don't have to concentrate your muscle memory on the sprint button at all time. You just push it forward. And it saves you so much time and effort. Put on auto sprint. And obviously
I
the
must
game has
decide
added,
upon an upgrade.
on your cursor, this white cursor that sometimes turns into a blue one, and if you time it perfectly like that, you're gonna get a mantle boost, is what I'm trying to say. Like that, and as soon as it hits the blue, you jump, and then you crouch midair, and you're gonna fly. So you jump on the blue, and you crouch midair, and you're going to fly. I can't. Sometimes it doesn't let you because there. If I do it too fast, where I'm jumping too fast up the wall, it's gonna go red. If I climb and it goes blue, as soon as it hits that blue, it was slightly too early there where it's red. As soon as it hits that blue, you click your jump button like that. I think it automatically crouches you now, but it never used to.
I must select an upgrade to fuel my
beginners,
passion.
That's how you use that. That's why if you sometimes see that little cursor, what does that mean? You need to time it as soon as it hits the blue. You'll get used to it over time, but as soon as it hits the blue, you click your jump button. So X, A, spacebar, whatever it is. You click your jump button and it's going to give you a mantle boost, and you need that. The amount of times I've clutched where it's been an end zone and there's like a little wall and I've mantle jumped over them and just spread them, and it's like, what? I'm like, yep, it's that insane. You need to be utilizing these simple things, and the more you use these simple little tips that I'm giving you, the easier you're gonna realize this game gets for you. Master these little things, and all them complex things
I must
you can
select an
learn
upgrade to fuel my
at
passion.
another time, because you don't have the time to learn the complex things first without even knowing these basic simple things. And if you do know them, that's fine, but this is for beginner people, so that's why I'm doing this video. And when we talk about strafing, you don't ever want to be just jumping around with guns away in front of someone. You need to have them out. You need to be shooting them. When we're talking about resetting, situational awareness. Okay, you need to know, I'm fighting this squad. How long have I been fighting this squad for? 30 seconds plus? And you're not knocking any of them? You either need to get closer, or you need to flee,
I can choose an upgrade to elevate
get
this
into cover,
dance.
reset, so heal, maybe re-loot if you need to, and either rotate or go back into the fight. But before you do that, you need to scan your surroundings. Like, you need to just quickly scout around, listen for audio with your headset. You need to be wearing a headset. If you've got earphones, that's fine. If you're going for these ranks from platinum to diamond, headset or earphones, preferably headset. Now, you need to listen to the audio. You need to listen to your teammates' pings, especially if there's spam ping enemies coming. And you need to just be aware, because if you're fighting for too long and you're not aware there's a squad over here, or there's a squad even behind them, that's a third party on you. You're going to get third partied. They can hear those gunshots, and they're coming.
I must select an upgrade to fuel my passion.
They can hear that those gunshots have been going off for over 30 seconds. You need to reposition, get out there, because you know within the next 10 to 30 seconds another squad is going to come and attack you. So get out of there and let them attack that squad. Reposition, reevaluate the situation. Do you need to attack them? How many points do you want? If you've got KP, maybe try and get another couple of placements by just repositioning and rotating around a different side of the map. You don't always have to follow the line to the ring. See if you can rotate to the sides. And always try and get someone like Sia. If you're a solo player, play Sia. Like,
I am called to select an upgrade.
he can tell you where everyone is. And even better,
The great unveil.
their health. He can scan them, and it shows your teammates. So if you're solo playing, and you're not using your headset to talk to anyone, which is fine, Sia is going to give you and your teammates everything, and then
These
they open
directions.
that. Again, the
Now
first
to the heart of the matter. See through the veil.
and he has a little boost like this in his opponent. So if you want to play a solo legend, play Sia. Trust me. I've been absolutely popping off with him. Because even if I'm cracked and I know someone's pushing me, as long as I can get that information and play the wall, they're not expecting me to just jump and peep out and shoot. They're not. It's little things like that you need to
I can choose an upgrade to elevate this
you need to think
dance.
about to capitalize on the enemy, because otherwise they're going to be quicker, they're going to react quicker, and they're going to try and catch you off guard. You need to catch them off guard, even if it costs you. Your teammates might come in and clutch up, and you don't always have to be the winner in a fight. As long as you get a knock, or maybe two, you've done your part. If your teammates can't get another knock or two, that's on them. If you do your job, which is improve, if you take these tips with the jiggle, the left stick jiggle, when you're aiming, you'll improve your aim. If you run all the time when rotating with your fist out and slide jump every 3 seconds, you'll improve your speed.
I must
Maybe if
select
you
an
hip
upgrade
fire,
to
maybe if
fuel
you use
my passion.
SMGs. If you want to use an SMG mid-range, I would recommend the alternator. The best guns to use, of course, are 301, R99, alternator, Vault. Now, some other weapons, the Hemlock now, good. Fast fire rate, and there you go, look at that. It's quite easy to use for beginner now because it's just really easy to control. And possibly the flatline once you get used to this jiggle. That's what your flatline is like. When you don't jiggle,
I must decide upon an upgrade.
it's all over the place. Sometimes I can't do it without the jiggle actually because I'm used to it, but look at that, that's the jiggle, 412 damage just from jiggling. And that's jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. That's what the name is for this. We call jiggle physics or something, I don't know. Truthfully, use these tips, join the nation, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.